my face. But even living in disguise, where you can see the killer in my eyes. I've got a look you can't escape. Boku no mirai wa dare ni mo wakaru nai. Mina wa boku o dame na yatsu to omo. Kakami o mitsumeru boku o misakete iru. Kero naka ni wa okina chikara kibo ga aru. Maybe I'm a little young, but you don't know what I've become. Can't you see it in my face? A demon living in disguise, where you can see the killer in my eyes. I've got a look you can't escape. You can't escape. No one understood the world that I was making. Look me in the face and tell me I was faking. Maybe I'm a little young, but you don't know what I've become. Can't you see it in my face? A demon living in disguise, where you can see the killer in my eyes. I've got a look you can't escape.
Yeah. Hey man, you ever felt unstoppable? That's the team, right? I said, welcome to the new world. Welcome to the new world. Hey, yo, Jai got it. What if I told you I was...
Well, good afternoon, everybody. I hope you're doing great. It's a wet, stormy afternoon here in the great state of Arkansas where I live. And anyway, I want to tell you guys I'm sorry I haven't streamed a lot here recently on this channel, but I think most of you guys know why. We have really been extremely busy over on Dead on Dave. I think we're down to where we're streaming, I believe, right at 5 to 6 nights a week now. He's got an awesome lineup, and I don't know. I think he's going to keep me around maybe a little bit longer. I'm not for sure. I've kind of screwed the pooch here last couple of streams, but anyway, maybe he won't fire me. We'll see. But first of all, welcome in. Thank you guys for being here. I know this is kind of short notice, but I was busy earlier today with some stuff. But I appreciate you all being here, squatching, Zero Core, Mr. Gamer. And let's just kind of, I guess, get right into it here. You may or may not be aware of this, and I may be hashing some things and views that maybe you've already heard or seen about this subject. But I still think that this needs to be signal boosted. I think that personally, I believe that anybody and everybody who has at any time ever used a Twitter versus as source material for any of the videos that they've ever done or research that they've done, maybe they need to be talking about this. They need to be signal boosting the situation that's going on with our one of our favorite Canadians from the north. For me, anyways, for the north, and that's Bo Blacks. Um, Now, Bo Blacks is not to be touted as some sort of like saint or anything like that. I mean, Bo Blacks has his own little, things or whatever and what have you, and as do we all. But I think overall, top to bottom, I think he's a pretty wholesome young man. I believe that he has a good moral compass about him, and I believe that he is uh, uh, a definitely is a net positive for our community, and I believe we need to fight to make sure that he stays here. And if you don't know what I'm talking about, um, let's just take a look here. So recently, um, he received a second strike against his channel. This was a community guideline strike, which and in this situation, he had made a video about a Sonic, I guess, fan, whatever you want to call it, where he was talking about, I guess, a situation. I don't know the particulars. I'm not a Sonic fan. Big shocker, right? But there again, I'm not the demographic for Sonic. I think my sons played Sonic the best I recollect back in the day. But I don't think they're like huge, like, like I know there's like some really super fans. I know Bo Blacks is a big fan of Sonic. But anyway, he did this video on it, and I guess there was some, I don't know. I guess what I probably personally would label some depravity, sexual depravity, with this person. Um, they would have intercourse, for the lack of a better word, I guess you would call it, with this Sonic plushie that they had and had for some number of years. And anyway, Josh or Bo Black's covering this, whatever. The thing that makes this really interesting is when he made the video and he uploaded it, upon manual review, it was approved. It got the green light and everything saying, "Hey, this is okay video. It's monetization on this is good to go." This was a sponsored video. He had a sponsor for this. Everything was golden, right? So he gets the dollar sign on it, means it's good to go. Everything. He releases the video, and then just a very short period of time after that, out of the blue, he gets a community guideline strike. And the reason why they say it was done is um, because of nudity and sex. It was violating the guidelines under nudity and sexual policies. So this is an email that Josh received, right? And so this is what this email says. I am sending this email to let you know that I have an update from our team regarding your concern about the community strike, that your video, and this is the URL to the video. After thorough re-review of your video, our team has determined that it indeed violated our community guidelines under nudity and sexual policies. Please keep in mind that explicit content meant to be sexually gratifying is not allowed on YouTube. Posting pornography may result in content removal or channel termination. Videos containing fetish content will be removed or age restricted. In most cases, violent, graphic, or humiliating fetishes are not allowed on YouTube. Additionally, your video has been removed as it contains content of audio or text that includes description of graphic, sex, or sexual noises. Now, this is what I want us to focus on. Additionally, your video has been removed as it contains content of audio or text that includes descriptions of graphic, sex, or sexual noises. Since this is your second community guideline strike, I would like to remind you that if you get 3 strikes within 90 days, your channel will be terminated. You can learn more about it and so on and so forth. Okay. So they struck his video because Uh, they said the nudity and sexual policy, and they said because anytime that you cover things that contain fetish, it could be removed or it could be age restricted. It was talking about violence, graphic, or humiliating fetishes are not allowed on YouTube. Okay. Since Josh was talking about this person that had this, I guess, fetish is as good as word as any, I guess, about this. And they said not only that, but additionally because he was reading a text, okay, or he was reading from a, I guess, conversation that occurred that contained about this sexual stuff. Now, here's the thing that is perplexing to me. Okay, now I want to warn some of you. Some of you, this might be a little bit. This next part may be a little bit, I don't know, for the lack of a better word, triggering. I don't mean it to be, but I'm going to be discussing and covering a recent trial that made press worldwide. Okay, so that trial was the Amber Heard versus Johnny Depp. Now, I am not going to play any of the audio from any of these. Okay, if you're so inclined to do so, please by all means go check it out. It's there; it's readily available, uh, and you can see whatever you need to see or whatever, right? Now, one of the things that was discussed in this was Amber Heard alleged that Johnny Depp um, sexually assaulted her with a broken wine bottle. She got very graphic in this. She was very explicit in her discussion of this. And as you can see, there are videos after videos after videos discussing all this stuff, right? And all the different things that went on inside that. But if you also will notice, right, like this is from ABC News, this is from Law and Crime Network, this is from the Guardian Network, this is from a news channel, WUSA Channel 9, okay, Fox 5, Washington, D.C., Law and Crime Network again, right? So the point of it is all these different corporate channels, right? They're not being struck. Now, they could very well be age restricted. And one way that we can check to see if it's age restricted is this. And we'll do this right now live. All right. So here's what I'm going to do. Let me pull this back up here. Okay. Now, as you can see, I've got an incognito channel or browser tab here. So if I go to youtube.com, which I'm doing right now. Okay. So now ignore the white. I know that's awful, but it's because it's incognito, which means that it does not have, as you can see here, there is no profile signed into this. So therefore it has no cookies. It has nothing, right? So now if I go in here and do Amber Heard testimony, Australian, let's see what we pull up here. Okay, these are some of the very same ones, right? Now, this here is Amber Heard details. Okay, so just for experiment purposes here, let's see if it lets me watch this without me being signed in, which means there is no age restrict. I mean, there's no age. If we can watch this, then it means there's no age restriction, right? Let's just see what happens here.
Thanks to
Okay, yeah, there's a commercial. Yeah. Come on through the commercial here. Uh, okay, and you can even see here it's popping up. It says you're signed out of YouTube, which means there is no account, which means there is no declaration of age. Okay, yeah, okay. So if we come on over here, so you can see, there you go. It is playing it's playing the video, right? 100%. You guys see this, right? Okay, I think that proves my point, right? There are corporate channels out there that have audio that are descriptions of graphic sex or sexual noise, right? Okay. So my question, YouTube, this is directed at YouTube. I don't know if any of you guys will see this or not. If any of YouTube, I tagged you specifically in this video, so maybe you'll see this. Answer this to me. Why is it that these corporate entities are allowed to have those types of videos up that are way more graphic, way more explicit in nature than what Bo Black's covered, right? Explain that as a content creator on your platform, that you're applying these policies to my fellow content creator, Bo Blacks. Why is that being applied to him, but it's not being applied to these corporate entities? Okay, and I'm not even going to get into right. I'm not even going to get into some of these channels out here that have got full blown nudity on there of women's genitalia, right? Where you can see it, period. Are they age restricted? Yes, they're age restricted. Fine, but it's still out there. And if you don't think that people are not watching those videos for gratification of some manner, then you're high. Okay? There's no other way to put it. You're high. Okay? So here's my question, YouTube. Why are you punishing Bo Blacks? Why? Chat? I mean, help me understand here. How is it? Why is it that they're punishing this creator who was simply covering a news story that was relevant, okay, to the YouTube community, right? It's relevant to us. He gets struck. Is it because he's not affiliated with ABC or the Law Network, right? Is that what it is? I don't understand. Okay? All I'm asking for, all we as a community are asking for, is a little bit of clarification, right? If it's, and we have a saying here in the South, if it's sauce for the goose, then it's sauce for the gander, right? So if you're going to apply this type of and understand something, this is your sandbox, right? These are your policies. You've created these policies. Fine, we will respect your policies as best as we can extrapolate, because trying to understand these sometimes is about like trying to understand the whims and wishes of a woman. I've been married for 26 damn years, and hell if I could understand it, but I do my best. Okay. We're trying to play by the rules that you've set forth, but you're only holding us accountable. You're not holding corporate America accountable, because they are allowed to have this stuff on there. There's news clips on there where it's, shootings of vandalism, you name it, right? If it's a news story that a corporate channel wants to put forth, it's fine. They get zero types of repercussions, right? I've even had videos of myself that I've done back in a couple of times that got restricted because it showed fighting between law enforcement and some people that they were trying to detain, and it got age restricted. I don't understand, but I turn on Channel 4s or NBC or ABC or Fox or any of them, go to their channels. They have the same type of content. It's not age restricted. I don't know. I mean, I would like a fair playing field. Just levelize the playing field. That's all I'm asking for, guys. Just a level playing field. And in the meantime, chat, if you're not subbed to Bo Blacks, right? And if you haven't in some way signal boosted his tweet, please retweet it. Please try to escalate this. Let's try to get this before the eyes of YouTube. Let's try to get them to see the hypocrisy that they are lying and are applying towards us. Because it's not fair. And I don't know what else. I don't know how else to say it, but it's just it's not right. Anyway, that's right, Orson Welles. It's a full duck dinner or no dinner at all. Exactly. 100%. 100%. There you go. So let's take a look at some of what you guys have said here in chat. Um, um, let's see, Mr. Gamer. If a content creator receives 3 community guideline strikes, YouTube terminates the channel. Yes, 100%. If you receive 3 strikes within 90 days, then yes, your channel will be terminated. Now, the good news is that after the 90 days, if you do not receive any more community guideline strikes, that strike will fall off, and uh, then you're okay. Is what they say, but um, I know that people a lot larger than me say that once you get a strike like that, it really kills the momentum or any momentum that your channel had. It will really like on the algorithm and stuff and what have you. Um, I'm gonna take their word for it because uh, I'm not monetized, and so I don't know um, if that's the case or not. But I feel like they probably know a whole lot more so than I do. So it's not just a matter of them getting a strike. It's the ripple effect of that strike that could be that will occur to Josh as well. Um, Zero Core. How the fuck did he get struck? I have seen a few YouTubers to talk about some very disgusting sexual fetishes and the shit all the time. They don't get strikes. Okay. Um, all I can say about that Zero is I don't know what size those channels are. I I do. This is just a hunch or a gut feeling that I have. I feel like if your channel gets large enough, then all of a sudden it gets more attention and is a lot more likely to get censored in some way or form. And Bo Blacks is quite a large YouTuber. Let's just take a quick look here at let's see how many because I really honestly do not know. Um, let's just take a look here. Let me get it pulled up here. Where are we at here? Oh, I'm on the right darn button here. Okay. So he's got almost 300,000 subscribers, right? Uh, I would say confidently that that's more than enough to get probably on the attention of somebody, right? I know last night on Dave's stream we were talking about this. Bo Blacks was is Friday night co-host for Dave, and we were talking about this. And there is even some speculation that maybe possibly uh, there was some mass reporting. I don't know. We don't know that. I don't know. And some of the things too is I don't know if necessarily. And I was wanting to ask Bo Blacks this, and I really didn't get an opportunity to. Was This question was: does he have any type of an account rep or liaison that he works with at Boblox as far as or with Boblox with at YouTube? Like a lot of larger creators like him, they will get assigned a rep. That is a person that they can go to and work with and stuff. And I don't know if he has been assigned one or not. If not, I hope he gets one soon and is able to help him maybe rectify this. Uh, let's see here. What else have we got? Orson Welles says, "Get him." Well, I'll give him hell as much as I can, Orson. I don't know really what my little channel can do, other than this was something that I felt was needed to be signal boosted, um, and I think this is something that he needs a little help with. And it's like my wife told me one time. She said, as the woman was sitting there watching her husband drown in the ocean, she squatted over the side of the boat, started peeing, and he said, "Why are you doing that?" And she said, "Because every little drop helps." So maybe my little drop will help, and maybe that'll help him. This will get in front of the right people, and maybe, uh, Bo Blacks will get a little help there. So, um, well, thank you for tuning in there, Leanna. Glad to see you out there. Hope everything is going well for you in the land down under. Hope you're having a great day. Um, so before I get into this next thing, I just kind of wanted to I guess what do you call it, self promote here a little bit or something. Um, I recently I, I I don't necessarily think I have enough followers per se. Um, to necessarily have one of these. I don't know. Um, but if you are so inclined and you wanted to get, like, I got this here, I ordered this the other day. I don't know if you can tell this or not, but this is all stitched. Okay. I've got this is a snapback. It's got the little, where you adjustable back there, whatever. Um, you can, I've got a store. I guess you call it a merch store, right? So there's some snapbacks like this, different styles and what have you. Um, let's just see if I can pull it up here on the old uh, website here. Let me see here. Where's it at? I should have been better prepared, right? But I'm not because I only had about 2 cups of coffee today, so I'm an idiot, right? Um, anyway, let's see here. Uh, let's see, go. Okay. Dismiss. How do I go to store? Here we go. No, no. That's not what I wanted. Why is it doing that? Oh, that's because I'm in the wrong one. Oh, I'm an idiot. Okay, let me go here. Hang in there with me, guys. Hang in there with me. Let's see here. Yeah, here we go. Here, I'm gonna copy this here. Let's just paste it in the old chatteroonie there. Anyway, there you go. There's the store. So let me go down here and open this up. Okay, so here's the store. Here's all the there's the hat I was telling you about. Um, so the hats are really nice. They're really good quality. And one of the things that I did was I ordered several different selections of things because I wanted to make sure that anything that you guys possibly might so be inclined to order was good quality. I didn't want to be a deal where, uh, it was crap quality. So this is what I can tell you is a real good quality. So the hats are really good. I got a shirt for my wife. Uh, uh, oh, it has. Oh, okay. So it's been posting it. Cool. So anyway, the shirt here, this women's T-shirt, I got one for my wife. She likes it. She says it's really, really nice. Um, and then I got my mother one of these hoodies, and it's really, really nice. She really liked it. But as you can see, we've got coffee cups. So if you want to have some coffee with me, you could. There's some stickers for whatever reason. If you were so inclined to put a sticker on something, mouse pads. There's another this is just a hoodie, and then just a men's t-shirt. There's not a like I say, not a whole wide selection of things, but just a few things. And I'm going to tell you something right now. I'm going to apologize for these prices. These prices are atrocious, but guys, I'll just tell you right now, I've got them down to where I'm just making a couple of bucks on each one. So I just wanted to more or less, if you guys were so inclined and wanted some to wear some merch and for people wanted whatever, it's there. If you want it, fine. If you don't, fine. But I just thought that might be kind of something to put out there and let you guys if you're, like I say, you're so inclined to. But like I said, I did get the merch. I did test the merch, um, and it's good quality stuff. And they, I'm not for sure where they shipped it out of, but I had it in under a week. And like I said, I live in Arkansas, and I had it in, like, I don't know, maybe 6, 7, 8 days, something like that. Top end. Uh, you got Diva's mug. You see, well, hey, you can never listen. Let me tell you something. You can never ever have too many coffee cups. That is something I firmly believe in. Anyway, like right now, today I was drinking coffee out of this is my son, Nadlad, his coffee mug. And so I got, and I've got a Dead on Dave coffee mug somewhere. It's in my cupboard in there. And then I've got, shirts from Tommy C. I've got a Diva t-shirt that I wear. I've got shirts from Nixie Knacks. Who else have I got? Oh, yeah, I've got, I don't know if I can reach it from here or not. Let's see if I can reach it. Oh, come here. This was one of the first things I think I got back in the day. I don't know if you guys see this. It's a Leon Lush, what was these things called? U2s? Yeah, yeah. Let's see here if I think if I, yeah, it has this little sleeve here I can pull off of it, but you guys can see. But anyway, here's Leon and Nigel, his sidekick at the time. But that was, like I say, one of the first things that I got. Oh yes, and I've got the boogie shirt. I still got that back there. Cannot forget the boogie shirt, right? But yeah, I think getting things like that is a really good way to kind of support creators that you enjoy and that you like. Um, you know, of course, donating, tipping them, things like that. That's also cool too. But when you get a shirt or something like that, or a mug or something like that, um, it kind of lets you have something too, I feel. As long as but sometimes it can be cost prohibitive. I understand that. When I was looking at those prices, I was like, holy crap. And, but the thing of it is when you do things like that, you don't set like the bottom tier price. That's something that they do or whatever. Right. So I thought that was, that's kind of, let's see. 8030, how did you contact Leon Lush for Fireball? Well, AD, I don't know. Have I ever told that story? Okay, if I haven't, okay. So maybe I have. If I have, whatever. So here's the story. Um, Leon and I go way, 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 way back. We kind of had a little bit of a, I guess you would say, a misunderstanding, difference of opinions on something that was actually mediated by Tommy C. And but anyway, so Leon and I have had DM communications now for several years. Um, it's never been something like every day. It's not like we're best buddies or anything like that. We're just casual acquaintances. And I would, holidays and things like that. Occasionally, I would send him this, that, and whatever, wishing him and his, because he's got a lovely family. Him and his wife have got a channel that they do called the Lush Life, and it's hilarious. I mean, Leon in his own right is hilarious, but his wife is quite comical as well too. And they've got their beautiful son, handsome young man. But anyway. So when Fireball 3 was coming around, I decided I would really like, so I reached out to Salvo just to see if I could would be even considered, being a participant. And he said, yeah, sure. Come on. I said, well, that's great. So now I have to find a partner. Right. And, so I start reaching out to different people. And I just kind of like, I reached out to, and because I have no shame, right? I was reaching out to people like, Colossal is Crazy, I reached out to, I think I even reached out to Boogie. I reached out to Leon. I reached out to Repzilla. And anyway, Repzilla got back to me. Of course, he had already partnered up with Jessica Pizzo. And Colossal never did get back with me, which, but Leon surprisingly did get back to me. He said, yeah, he'd love to do it. Well, I had already partnered up with uh, Peanut, right? And so I didn't feel like it was right to just toss Peanut to the side just because this 2 million sub YouTuber said, hey, I'll be your partner. And Dave, my buddy Dave, was struggling. And I said, hey, I know you know Dave. He's looking for a partner. I've already gotten one now, but I really think you would really like this event and would have a blast doing it. Um, would you you know would you consider Dave? He goes, yeah. I said, well, do you want me to reach? He goes, no, I'll reach out to him. And so him and Dave kind of reunited their correspondence and stuff because Dave had interviewed Leon a couple of times back in the day, and I think he's actually setting up another interview with Leon, um, because Leon, I really feel like he's one of those guys that um, if you was to meet him on the street, he would sit and talk to you, and we'd be cordial and be nice, right? I don't know so much if everybody out there. I think like for example, I believe Tommy C would probably be another one of those guys that would be real cordial to you, friendly. You show up to me, I'll shake your hand, hug your neck, whatever. If you ever run into me, see me out anywhere, 100% come up to me. I'll shake your hand, hug your neck. I'll sit and chew the fat with you for a little while. Lord knows how I love to talk. I mean, that's one of the reasons why I kind of had to quit going uh, into my local, do like shopping and stuff, right? Because I could never just go in and do shopping because, according to my wife, I know everybody and their brother. And so I'd go in like, just to pick up a few things or whatever. And it would be an hour and a half, 2 hours later before I'd get out of there because everybody wants to talk and just wants to, and I'd sit and chew the fat with them, because that's just how I am. And so anyway, I kind of had to quit doing that because I couldn't get anything done. And, but, I think there are several YouTubers out there that would be receptive, as long as you were polite about it and stuff. And I think Leon was one of those guys. And like I said, those other ones that I mentioned, I think Dave would be another one. But like I say, if you ever see, like, if you ever run into one of your people that you watch that create things or whatever, um, just be respectful. You know, ask politely, hey, is it, can I, whatever, have a picture, whatever, or whatever. And I think most of them would be receptive to that. I would hope they would or whatever. Um, but anyway, so that's the story. That's how 80 30. That's how Leon got on Fireball 3. Because I have no shame. I'll just reach out and talk to anybody. I don't care. I mean, I guess I look at things a little bit differently. I know a lot of people say, "Oh, this person's this a mini sub YouTuber or Twitch streamer or whatever." I don't care. One of the things that I learned, a little story, I guess, backstory about me or whatever. When I first got out of school for back then it wasn't called IT or whatever. It was called just tech, right? It would be tech school, whatever. When I got out of tech school, whatever, I got a job, and you know, all I'd ever worked prior to that was just entry level type jobs, like working in a restaurant, or I pumped gas at a gas station for quite a while I was going to school and whatever. But I got my first job, right, where you had to dress up, right. I had to wear slacks and a shirt and a tie and a sports jacket and all that, right. I mean, so this was back in the early 90s, and so I got a job, and by the time that I had bought me, a couple pairs of slacks and a few shirts and the sports jacket and stuff, I was tapped, man. My money was gone, right? Um, and so, I had a little bit of money to buy, fix me bologna sandwiches or whatever for lunch or what have you. Um, but I'd run out, and so I had like $3 or $4 to my name till I was getting paid, and so lunchtime came, whatever. I thought, well, uh, I was there at the office, whatever, and so well, there was a Wendy's there by, and I thought, well, I'll go into the Wendy's because that's I don't know how to put this, but I felt like I'd be okay going in there because uh, and I just get like a dollar cheeseburger, whatever, and whatever, and go. Um, and I go in, right, and there's all these people, these guys in like these three-piece business suits, and these women who are just dressed so eloquently and everything, right? And I felt like like this tall, right? I was like, all right, and I really didn't feel good about myself because I thought, and these guys, they're having whatever, and I'm getting like a dollar cheeseburger, right? And I don't know. I was young, and a lot of times people when they're first starting out in life, they lack a little bit of confidence or whatever. And so anyway, I went back to the office, whatever, and one of the supervisors in the office came around and said, uh, uh, "What's wrong?" I guess he could tell I was a little bit down or whatever. And I told him, I said, "Well, I don't know if I'm going to be able to do this. I don't think I really fit in, or whatever." Because I was just remember I'm just an old country boy, that just had a little bit of gray matter up there that could do stuff, whatever. And he's like, "Well, what do you mean?" I said, "Well, man, I said, I just went over here to the Wendy's, just to get a burger." And I said, I go in there and I said, you know, I'm all right dressed, but there's guys in there with three-piece suits and crap. I said, I can't, this isn't, he goes, he laughed and he looked at me, he said, "Let me tell you something." He goes, "I don't care if they're wearing Armani." He said, "One thing you need to remember is they put on their britches legs one leg at a time, just like you." He said, "Just because they've got money doesn't mean they're any better than you." And that was something that always stuck to me, right? And that's something for you guys to remember. If you're just starting out in life and you don't have two nickels to rub together, but you're out there and you're working and you're doing the best that you can do, don't ever let anybody look down on you, okay? Because you don't have a fancy car or a big house, or maybe your clothes are not, you know, uh, top end, right? If it's the best you can do, it's the best you can, and don't let nobody ever make you feel like you're any less because of that, right? Because when they get up in the morning, they're putting their britches on one leg at a time, just like you. And as long as you persevere, as long as you keep working and you have goals and expectations, okay, you will get there. I promise you, you will get there. I did. And if somebody like me who has limited talent, limited gray matter up here, right, can achieve and get somewhere in life, promise me, I promise you, you can too. So anyway, how was your 20s? My 20s was, man, you're asking me to go way back. That's over 30 years ago, bud. Um, my 20s was interesting. I was living in the northern part of the United States. I was living, I moved around a lot. The company that I was working for seemed like about every 2 or 3 months I was having to move. Um, so, But at that point in period of time, I was living in northern Indiana, a little town. Some of you may have heard of it. It was called South Bend, Indiana. I was living within rock throwing distance of Notre Dame. Um, and I lived up there and was working, doing IT work. Uh, and that's where I was living at in my 20s. Uh, I've lived all over the United States in the central part anyway. I mean, I lived everywhere from Indiana, Illinois. I've lived in Louisiana. Um, and I've been in the only part of the United States that I haven't really been too far into is the western part. Like I haven't been over to say, uh, Idaho, New Mexico, the Dakotas, Wyoming, places like that. I haven't been in that area, but I've been been in Wisconsin, Minnesota. Um, I've been all over the east, up and down the East Coast and stuff. I haven't been to Florida, but I've been to Georgia, Mississippi, Tennessee, Ohio, Kentucky. Um, I've been through Pennsylvania. I've been New Jersey, Connecticut. I was actually uh, back when I was delivering school buses all over the United States. I actually delivered a school bus to where Dave lives. Of course, at the time, he and I were not friends like we are now, or I would 100% would have hooked up with him and bought him a cup of coffee or something. But yeah, I delivered a school bus up there where he I didn't get to see a lot of this. That was the thing about when I was driving buses. It's hard to see things when you're driving down the road 60 miles an hour, or whatever, right? But anyway, I hopefully here in the next few years when I'm able to retire, I do plan on doing some traveling and hopefully getting to go see a few things and a few places and get to meet people and sit down with them. How's my day going? My day's going pretty well. Uh, my RA is not bothering me too bad today, even though it's nasty and rainy. We've got a show tonight, guys. If you're not subbed to Dead on Dave, make sure you are with your notifications on because tonight will be the inaugural show of Dead on Dave with Drew is sharing. Now, I don't know an extreme lot about Drew is sharing other than I know that he is a UK creator that is a advocate for marijuana, and I know that he does a lot of brand deals with different dispensaries and stuff like that. And I don't know if that's what they're called in UK. Here in the States, that's what they call them is dispensaries. I know that he does a lot of brand deals and stuff like that. Yeah, I like Drew too. I've had a few conversations with him. He seems like just a real decent guy, and I uh, I look forward to getting to know him. Uh, uh, I hope to get to know him a little bit better. Um, let's see. Zero says, I'm subbed to Dale on Dave. I just don't watch you very often because I'm not big. Well, Zero, I don't know how recently you've checked his stuff out, but I'm going to say probably here within the last, uh, the last couple of months, whatever. If Dave has been covering and does a lot of stuff like what I talk about, like here or on the Clear as Mud podcast with Banana. Um, they cover a lot of the same things and stuff. So you might it's drama. I mean, for it's YouTube drama for whatever that is. So you might go back over and give them another little shot there. You might like, and I've been producing the shows, so he yells at me quite a bit, and that's kind of entertaining. 80/30. You should meet up with Dave sometime. 80. I have every intentions of meeting up with Dave. And when we do, I'm sure we will do a stream together, and have some fun. And and now that the jobs and stuff that the job I have now doesn't, I wouldn't be penalized. I'm sure he and I might even smoke a bowl together, um, but and celebrate and have a maybe even drink a beer together. I can't chug beers like he can. I'm not quite that talented, but maybe definitely have something. We'll definitely celebrate and spend some time. Take him out to dinner, buy him a good meal, that kind of stuff. So I actually kind of wished I lived a little bit closer to Dave, so that we could do things together a little bit more often. But I think I live like that's like right at 15 hours away from him. So, um, but like I say, I'm hoping. What do you think of? Here's the thing. I didn't see that show 30 AD, because I am not a member of that channel. I may at some point in time become a member. I'm just not currently a member. I am subscribed and I do have notifications on. Um, and I know that was a members only stream. I do know that Keemstar tweeted out that uh, Chris turned in his letter of resignation today. But Keemstar tore it up and told him to get back to work. I don't know what happened. Um, and here's the thing, I don't know how much of that stuff, a lot of times, because I don't understand a lot of this online crap. I have to have you younger people explain things to me a lot of times. I don't know how much of that was shtick and how much of it was real. But I hope that um, I hope that Chris knows that if at any time he ever needs any type of technological backup, or just needs to pick my brain about things or needs help with anything, I hope Chris knows that he can reach out to me. I like Chris. I think he's a nice young man. I think he is going to be an excellent producer. I think he has just got to get confidence in himself, and I think he has got to, um, find his stride. And I know he'll get there. I have every confidence in the world. Yeah, Orson, you didn't. Let's see if I can find the tweet here. Hang on. I'll show you guys the tweet. And like I say, I think a lot of the stuff that, yeah, this was an hour ago. Let me just bring it up here. You guys go. Here you go. It says Chris handed in his resignation letter for the Keemstar show. I ripped it up, told him to get back to work. So there you go. I'm glad he didn't take it, and I don't, like I say, if that is real, if he did actually turn his resignation in, I hope that uh, I'm glad to see that Keemstar sees the same potential in him that I see in him, and glad to see that he's going to give him some time to develop and develop that a little bit better. Um, but I would say, Chris, hang in there, buddy, and remember, you're going to do fine. Now, that doesn't mean that you're not. Lord knows, when I first started doing, IT work and things like that, learning this type of crap, I screwed up. I dropped the ball. I got my hind end yelled at, and I mean, like, okay, let's take, for example, last night, I let time get away from me. Wife got in from work. We were having about a supper. I was trying to spend a little bit of time with her. And then I came in and was getting ready for Dave's stream last night. And I sat down, I had all the tabs pulled up, whatever. And then it clicked, it dawned on me that I had not, because work was such a booger bear yesterday, I did not uh, get the tip or no tip slideshow done. And uh, I, uh, I was like, oh crap. And I knew that the fans had really gotten uh, to where they really like that little segment that we do, and I enjoy it. I think it's fun too, and I think Dave and his guests enjoy it as well. And so I was like, I had the screenshots already done because I had people. I've got people like Captain Poofers that has helped me correlate some screenshots, and now let me pull this up over here so that I do not. Jade Rabbit, they've sent me a bunch of screenshots as well. And listen, this goes for any of you guys too. If you want to help me, because I don't see everything, I'm just one person. So if you guys are trolling, scrolling through your Twitter feeds or whatever, and if you see a tipster or a fake tipster uh, tweet that you find funny, that you think is good or whatever, screenshot that. You don't have to edit it or whatever. I'll take care of all that. Just edit it, and you can send it to me through Discord DMs, or you can send it through me to me Twitter DMs, and I'll take them. And like I say, I always try to give credit to anybody that sends me those things, and so I'll definitely shout you out in that sections or whatever. I'll give credit to you guys that helped me get that stuff, and but anyway, so I was trying to do that, right, get that done, because I was like, oh gosh, I got to get this done, whatever. And I was putting the finishing touches on the slides for that night, and my phone rings, and I look over, and it's Dave, and I look at the time, and I was like, oh no, oh no. And so Dave starts ripping on me right there, and he's doing the stream, and Bo Blacks is there, and Nick DiOrio was there, and I'm like, oh no. And so I had it coming. Nobody. I should have set an alarm to help me keep track of time, because a lot of times when I start working on, and if I'm doing something like that, if I don't set timers and alarms, man, the time gets away from me, and that's what happened. And so I had it coming. And so Chris, understand, man, there's going to be times when you get chewed. And like I said, I don't know what happened last night. Um, and I don't know, so I can't really speak to that. That's just more or less just general encouragement, because like I said, I really like Chris. I think I really like him. I think he's just a good dude. And but anyway, like I said, I don't know how much of that is a work, or how much of that is just him, Keemstar just goofing off or whatever. Uh, uh, but if it is true, maybe guys send Chris a little bit of encouragement. Maybe he's feeling a bit down or whatever. But anyway, I don't think I really have a whole lot else. Uh, Orson says no more drinking on the job. That goes for Keem and Savo too. Um, Look, um, I don't know what I would say there, other than they're all adults. They're all over 21. They all have to make decisions and live with them. Um, I have been known to have a few drinks while I'm streaming. Um, so I'm really not going to cast any I guess, for the lack of a better word, stones, for that matter. But I would just say, um, maybe sometimes make sure you kind of keep a lid on it, and maybe not let it get too crazy. I don't know, but anyway, um, uh, Anyway, guys, make sure, like I say, make sure you're um, um, supporting some of these creators like we've talked about today. Um, Dead on Dave, Chris the Narc, Drew is sharing. Make sure you are following Bo Blacks. Make sure you're trying to help. Like I say, that's the whole reason for this stream today. Make sure that you're signal boosting that situation. Let's try to get 100%. Let's try to get get YouTube to reevaluate that situation. I think it's out of line. I think that they're far reaching a little bit on this thing. Uh, and I think I'm going to close out the stream. I appreciate you all being here. Remember, Dave will be live tonight, Eastern Standard Time, with Drew sharing. And Sunday, if you are subbed to Dave on YouTube, right? You've got a not sub, but what they call it, a member. If you bought a membership to his channel, or if you have a membership over on his Twitch, either one, right? Dave is going to be doing a membership only stream Sunday evening. I believe we settled it was going to be, I think it's at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. I think that's what Dave and I settled on the other evening. But anyway, if you are if you are a subscriber to, or if you are a member on either YouTube or Twitch, for Dead on Dave, make sure you have joined his Discord. Make sure you have the member or sub role. If you do not, there is you need to reach out to Dave and let him know. Say, hey, tag him, in a Discord or whatever, or if you've got, channels to DM him, whatever. I know he's at work right now, so maybe not do it right this minute, but definitely this evening or whatever. Let him know so we can get that role assigned to you, whatever. So you can be a part of his member stream that's going to be Sunday evening. I'm pretty sure it's 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. I will firm that up with him, and we will. So watch my Twitter feed, watch Dave's Twitter feed, and we'll make sure and get all that information out there to you guys. So anyway, with that, I'm gonna end the stream. So remember, support Bo Blacks, support these other guys we talked about today. And with that, you guys have a wonderful Saturday afternoon and evening. And hopefully we'll see you guys all this evening, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, over at Dead on Dave.